Happy Monday. Joyful Monday. It's your girl, Dr. Jamila Banks, and we are here on this Mindset Monday, Momentum Monday, Make It Happen Monday. And I see my beautiful partner and co conspirer, Miss Frankie, has joined us. And happy day. This is the first Monday of July, right? Yeah, this is the first Monday. Hi.
Hi.
Look at you looking like me.
I'm about to say, look at us looking like each other,
Looking like me, looking like you. Hey. I love it.
right?
Okay, yes. Well, I was saying this is the first Monday of the month. Today's the 7th, because last Monday was the last one of June. And yeah, we're gonna make it happen on our Mindset Monday. I don't
Yes,
know if you saw my last minute text.
I didn't. No, we'll talk about all that later. But yeah, I didn't. What
Yeah.
did you? What was
Oh
it?
no, I have to jump in the car in about 20 minutes
Oh,
because traffic sped up my GPS. So
yay! Yes. Okay. Well, let's plow through this. Okay,
yes,
because we're twinning. We're looking good. We're feeling good, and things are just moving on this
let's
beautiful Monday.
let's go. You want to kick it off
Okay.
or you want me
I'll
to kick it off?
I'll go ahead and kick it off. So let's see
Okay.
here. The first question is, how do I stop doom scrolling or over consuming bad news? Okay. Excessive exposure to negative news triggers your stress response and can cause a sense of helplessness, right? Anytime we're watching all this bad news and all this stuff going on, right? It can trigger the feeling of feeling helpless. It's not ignorance to limit your intake. It's self-preservation. I think it's so important. We'll get to the tip in just a second, but I think it's so important, especially in this day and age. And as my dear friend said, and I keep using it probably at least once or twice a week, in this ghetto world, there's so much going on. There's so much negativity and craziness that I think it's important that we do pay attention to what we're consuming visually, audibly, and all that good stuff, right? Because you can see stuff. You can start off with a great mood in the morning before you start this doom scrolling stuff. And then the next thing you know, your disposition has shifted into a negative spot, right? So the mindset tip really quick here is create new windows. Allow yourself 10 to 15 minutes max, once or twice a day for news. Follow it with something grounding, a walk, music, or gratitude journaling. I 100% believe that it's important to know what's going on in the world, but not to be over consumed with what's going on in the world. There's so much more going on within. If we focus on what's going on within, perhaps, if we did that, we would be able to make the world a little bit better than what it is, right? But that's just my take on it. As far as doom scrolling and consuming too much negative news, I think it's important that we are conscious of it and pay attention and divert ourselves when possible. That's it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. And I think the time and season where you're intaking things matters too. So don't just wake up in the morning and turn on the news. The
No.
same news will repeat at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, and you might get some more information that wasn't at 6 o'clock. So
Right.
maybe instead of starting your day with the news and with the doom scrolling, start your day with some inspirational messages pouring
Right.
into you and then get your news later. And then maybe you don't want the news to help you go to sleep. Maybe you don't want to watch the news before you go to sleep.
Oh,
Maybe you want to cut it off at 6 or 7, a
yeah.
few hours before you go to sleep. You can get
Right.
the news, you can get your doom scrolling in, but then you can end your night with some devotionals or some reading or some healthy other choices to see and visualize before you fall asleep. So the
Absolutely.
time of day also matters when you're intaking things.
Right. So there's that. And I also think too is, I think a lot of people take their doom scrolling and their negative intake of the news and take it at face value,
Mhm.
right? I would suggest also, if you're going to get into this whole doom scrolling and over consuming bad news in the news, make sure that you do your own due diligence and look into actually what is the truth about what you are actually reading or listening to, because maybe it isn't doom and gloom. Maybe it is something that's maybe not true, or maybe it's a different take. So I agree with you. I 100% don't doom scroll and all that stuff before bedtime. So
Yes. Okay.
perfect.
Well,
Yes.
question two. Why
Yes.
am I losing motivation for goals I was excited about in January? Motivation actually ebbs and flows, just like the waves come in and come out. What once felt exciting might now feel routine or rote, or you might feel a little disconnected from your current values. You've changed, so your goals might need to change too. Like our hair changes up. I changed my hair seasonally. So a couple of weeks ago, it looked like something else.
All right.
So even though I have goals that I'm still working on, you might need to switch it up. So here's the tip. Revisit and realign.
Right.
Reflect whether your goals still feel relevant. Maybe you've outgrew them. Maybe you don't want to do them anymore. Maybe your perspective have changed.
Right.
You know, are they still relevant? If not, update them. It's healthy, not flaky, to pivot as you evolve. So it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to revisit, reevaluate, and pivot. And you don't have to feel the same motivation that you felt at the beginning of the year to actually get things done. You can get it done anyway. But if you're feeling like it's too much or too overwhelming, maybe you need to revisit so you can realign, so you can repivot.
100. I 100% agree, because what started in January, I believe this, if it hasn't evolved and changed, come where we in July now, if it
Mhm.
hasn't evolved and changed in July, then yeah, I definitely think you need to, take a step back and see where you're at. It should be changing. You should be shifting. You should be realigning throughout the entire year, not just January and then, oh, February, all of my stuff is obtained. So I love that question and I love the tip. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. And I'm moving along because I want you to be
Yeah.
on time. Right.
You know what? I don't mind the car, but then sometimes the service and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make
Right.
sure that I'm stationary. I'm not moving around. I want to be present. I want to be mindful. So yes, thank you.
100. Absolutely. So number three, how do I deal with feeling stuck in a waiting period of my life? Oh wow. Yeah. Periods of waiting for a job, a relationship, clarity, or healing can feel frustrating and powerless. But this in between time is often when the most internal growth happens. You're not doing nothing, you're preparing. I struggle with this sometimes because it's like, okay, now what? Now I'm waiting. What now what? And I think it's so important that when we're in that waiting season is to just do a timeout and say, okay, I'm in this period. What can I do for me to help me better prepare for the next season that I'm anticipating that's coming, or that I've been praying that's coming? What can I do for me in this waiting period process, right? So the tip is create structure around uncertainty. Set small, meaningful rituals like morning journaling or weekly reflection walks to anchor yourself, right? This will better help get you anchored. Rituals give you a sense of movement even when the big picture feels paused. And I like this tip because personally, that's what I do when I'm feeling like, okay, now what? I will go into journaling like, okay, so this is what I would like for, the next month to look like, or the next rest of this year to look like, or whatever. I will go into writing out things just to get back to being grounded in where I am projecting myself to be, in the next month or in the next year or whatever it is. So I do think that it's important that when we are in the waiting period, that we understand that this is a time for self-reflection and self-growth, and not to beat ourselves up that we always have to be busy and always have to be doing something. There is always going to be a period of waiting, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, I agree. Just like when we said in the other questions, life comes in ebbs and flows.
that's what it
So
does.
sometime if you are in a waiting period, that can also be your refining period.
Right.
Maybe some things that you need to continue to reflect on and be mindful about to adjust and flow before you step into this new elevation or this new level or this new season that you're going into. So yeah, I love those tips.
Yep.
Sometimes we need to have patience during the refinement. So how you wait, sometimes it's just as important as the waiting. So
Right.
are you waiting in expectancy? Are you waiting in hope? Are you waiting in optimism? Are you waiting in fear or doubt
Right.
or uncertainty? So check yourself and how you're waiting and the things that you're doing while you're feeling like you're in that uncertain period.
Right. And I also think switching that mindset of I feel like I'm doing nothing is also something that you might want to take a look at. It's not that you're doing nothing. Like you just said, this is a refining period. This is an opportunity for you to take a step back, sit quiet, go with the ebbs and flow, and not look at it as, oh, I'm doing nothing or nothing's happening. Because something is happening and you are doing something. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're human beings, not human doing. So
Right.
there is a balance between you be and
Right.
there's a balance between what you do. So that waiting period of your being,
Right.
is that refining and reflection period. All
Yeah.
right, well, question number 4. What should I do if I feel numb instead of stressed out or sad? So, emotional numbness is often like a protection, response when you're overwhelmed or when you've been in prolonged stress or prolonged toxic environments. So, your mind may be shielding you from your feelings because you might not be ready to face all those feelings.
Right.
So, this isn't sign that you're failed or something is wrong with you. Maybe it's a sign to reconnect. Sometimes when things are too much, the numbness is protection while we can figure out, do we need to go to therapy? Do we need to talk to a friend? Do we need to journal? So sometimes that numbness protects you and it's a shield between rage, punching somebody in the throat. And, I feel this way. I don't even know how to feel right now. And
Right.
that can be your buffer between you responding and reacting. So my tip is use sensory check-ins, like use your senses intentionally once a day. Touch something so you can feel the texture of it, so you can feel it. Smell something strong, your perfume, the senses outside, observe the different colors, play with different sounds and different frequencies. When you tap into your senses, that can help soften that numbness and ground you in your body again. Because remember, you have your mind, you have your brain, you have your intellect, you have your body that can get up and move and see things and feel things, and you have your feelings. So you're not just your feelings. You're also what you're thinking, and you're also what you can be doing. So if you find that you don't know what feeling that you're feeling right now, use your brain to create, mindful rituals and activities that you can engage in, and use your body to engage in your senses and touch things and smell things and, breathe those things in. And then your feelings will slowly start to come back and then you can work through them. So don't think because, well, I'm in a crisis and I should be sad, crying, dying, and I'm just, not feeling anything right now, that something is wrong with you. It can be to protect you so
Right.
you can work what you need to work with before you face those feelings.
Yeah, I love, 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 love it. Seriously. I love the fact of what was it, the sensory, tapping into your senses, like listening to music. Have you ever noticed, like, when you're feeling kind of blue or down or whatever word you
Mhm.
want to put there, and you hear one of your favorite songs and your mood automatically shifts?
Mhm.
I think that that's so important that we pay attention to what's going on, what we're feeling, and take a look at why we're feeling it, but also in the process of feeling it, engage in those activities like tasting something that you've never tasted before, or listening to maybe one of your favorite songs or a song that you've never heard before, going outside. Taking in, I'm in Arizona, so the heat is absolutely on here in Arizona. So sometimes I'll just go outside just to feel that heat, and then it's too much and I come back inside. But it's again, it's just getting out there and engaging with your senses. So I love that.
Yeah, and remember, you're not just your feelings. So, even though you might not be able to pinpoint exactly how you're feeling, you can still think of healthy things to do, and then you can still do healthy things
Right.
while you're in process of trying to figure out how you feel.
Yep.
Use your brain, move your body. Don't stay stuck in the unknowingness of it.
That's it. Hey,
All right.
that time. We did
Look at
it.
us. Look at us getting out here on
Did it.
time. Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us in our Mindset Monday. Miss Frankie is a world renowned
Woo.
life coach and grief coach specialist. So check out her website and her stand store and her page if you need some extra support during your grieving journey, because it's a process. It's not a one stop shop. The ebbs and flows of life,
Right,
sometimes they hit us. So if you feel like you're being hit with something, please reach out to her. You can send her questions and we can answer them here. You
right.
can reach out to me, and I'll answer your questions here, or we can answer them in private if feel like you don't want them answered, but we will always be anonymous. We won't use your name.
Absolutely.
So if you feel like you want something answered here, share it with us. We'll be happy to help support you.
And actually, I just wanted this one quick shout out to my dear, dear love. I love her so much. Never met her in person, but I've known her since birth. Dr. Banks, Jamila Banks. Outstanding therapist, licensed therapist. So if you are in need and you do want to speak with someone that is a licensed therapist, Dr. Banks is the go-to person, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. So I support her. I love her. And I know that if you are in need of therapy, unlike coaching, definitely reach out to Dr. Banks, and I know she will be able to assist you. So I love you to pieces. I
I
thank
love you
you.
too.
And here we go,
Yes.
back into Monday.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, we will see you next Monday and we will drop this live on our pages. Please share it. If you learned something, if something helped you, please leave us a comment as well. We like all the love. Sharing is caring. And
Oh,
we will see you back next Monday.
Day. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.